Morning everyone, my name is Vidhi Gupta and I am a PhD scholar at IIT Kharagpur, and today I will be delivering a special lecture on the topic millets, the future cereals. So coming to the introduction part, what are millets? So millets is a category of the cereal crops which belongs to the family of grass family. So it is not like your usual type of cereals like the wheat or rice which you consume on a daily basis, but it belongs to a grass family and it consists of lots of small seeds. So millets are mainly found in the dry and semi-dry regions of the world, especially in Africa. Africa is a very dry continent, we all know, so it is mainly found in Africa. So millets are the small grain cereals and it consists of lot of varieties like the kodo millet, foxtail millet, proso millet, finger millet, and in the further slides we will be discussing about the individual millets. So they are mainly found in the arid and the semi-arid tropics of the world, and they are mainly widely distributed in the Asian and the African continent. So there are about 6,000 varieties of millets which are found globally, and these millets vary depending upon their color as well as their nutritional value also. So why are millets useful? Why a lot of people are focusing, lot of farmers are focusing on the cultivation of millets? So the first advantage of millet cultivation is they are drought resistant, which means they need very less water in comparison to the wheat and rice. Wheat and rice needs lot of water for farming, lot of water for irrigation. On the other hand, millets do not require water. They can even survive during droughts. So that is why millets are like lot of farmers are focusing on the cultivation of millets. The second advantage of millets is they are very highly nutritious in nature. They consist of lot of nutrients which are found in rice and wheat. See, in our Indian diet, if we talk about our Indian diets, we Indians, we consume wheat and rice on our daily basis. Means wheat and rice is a part of our daily diet. We cannot even imagine our food without wheat and rice. In everyday lunch or dinner, we will have either rice or we will have either roti, right? So millet is a part of, so wheat and rice is a part of our daily life. However, these nutrients, wheat and rice, they cannot be afforded by the poor section of the society on a daily basis. If we talk on a daily basis, poor people, they do not have access to this wheat and rice. So millets are cheaper in rate also. Hence, they can be used as a source of nutrients by the poor section society also. Also, third advantage of millets is they are rich in micronutrients. They are very rich in your vitamins and minerals. If we talk about finger millet, in India it is also known as ragi. So ragi is the very richest source of your calcium and iron. So if you have some, if a person is anemic, that means if he or she is having iron deficiency, you can recommend ragi in their diet. So if we talk about the production status, India is the highest producer of millets in the world. So if we talk about in 2014, around 1,000 million tons of millet was produced in India. So it provides an opportunity especially for us that we can consume millets on our daily basis diet, because India is the largest producer. So we have millets in enough quantity, so we can consume it on the daily basis. Now if we talk about the types of millets. So types of millets, actually there are two types of millets. One is your major millets, the other is your minor millets. Major millet is pearl millet, which is also known as bajra. The next is your foxtail millet, and every millet is recognized by its scientific name. So the common name is pearl millet, foxtail millet, proso millet, finger millet. Finger millet is your ragi. And among your minor millets come kodo millet, little millet, barnyard millet, Guinea millet, and brown top millet. So millets have like if you see the, we will see in further slides, if we see the crop of millets, so millets are like, they will be having very small seeds and they will be pale yellowish in color, and they have nutty flavor. So if we talk about the distribution of millets in India, so in every state, if we see, every state is cultivating millets, except some states. In Uttar Pradesh it is still not in cultivation. South states are very famous for the cultivation of millets, for cultivation of different types of millets. If we talk about Karnataka, in Karnataka finger millet is cultivated in higher amounts. Even like finger millet is a part of their daily diets also. And they consume finger millet, Karnatakan people, they consume millets in different forms. Like they will make a ball of this ragi, like they will make a dough out of ragi flour, and that dough they will make balls, and that balls they will steam cook. So it is kind of like a momo kind of a replacement of a momo, it can be used. Karnatakan people call it ragi mudde. So depending upon state to state, different millets are found in different states. So now, as I already mentioned, that millets, the first advantage of cultivation of millets is that they require very less water. They can be grown under drought conditions also. So this graph shows, like if we compare the water requirements of millets with other type of crops. So if you see that rice and sugarcane, their water requirement is very high. However, if we see with this green box, it shows the pearl millet. Your blue box shows the finger millets. So comparative to your other grains, the water requirement of this millets is very, very low. So it can be easily cultivated, it can be easily grown by the farmers. Farmers do not require that much water for this for the irrigation of this millets. So millets characteristics, if we talk, so generally the pH of the millets is in alkaline range, and they are very they are not allergic. Allergy in the sense, like we all know wheat grains consist of gluten, and lot of people have this gluten allergy, which is also known as celiac disease. However, the advantage of millets is millets are gluten free, hence they do not cause any allergic reaction. So even if celiac patients consume this millets, they will not have any allergic reactions because millets are gluten free. Also, millets are easily digestible because the starch which is present in millets, it is a simple starch, it is not complex starch. So it is, the digestion of this millets is very simple. Also, I already told you that millets are very rich source of minerals. Some minerals are rich source of calcium, some minerals are rich source of iron. So phosphorus, which is present in millets, it helps in the fat metabolism. It also helps to repair the tissues. Also, the magnesium which is present, it helps to reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. So also this millets, since these are the grains, they are rich in dietary fiber, and if they are rich in dietary fiber, they will help us to prevent cancer, cardiovascular diseases, constipation. So fiber from this millets, it protects against cancer. Niacin, which is also known as vitamin B3, it also, which is present in millet, it also helps to lower the cholesterol. And also millets also help to lower the risk of type 2 diabetic mellitus, because millets have very low glycemic response. Glycemic response, in further slides we will talk what is glycemic response. So because it's a low GI product, low glycemic index product, hence it is also help to reduce the chances of diabetes, the chances of developing diabetes. So from this slide we can conclude that the consumption of millets is very helpful from two sides. Millets is nutritious, as well as the nutrients which are present in millets, they are helping to give some benefit to the health also. They protect us against cancer, they protect us against cardiovascular diseases, they can protect us against diabetes. So millets offer lot of health benefits also. So if we talk about different types of millets, crop wise, if we say how crop wise the visual appearance of this millets, so this is the first figure is of finger millet, the second is foxtail millet, The third is barnyard millet. This is proso millet, kodo millet and little millet. And if we talk about the grains, so pearl millet is, it's a yellowish whitish in nature. Finger millet, it is red copper color is there. Finger millet is also known as ragi. Barnyard millet also. So these are the different pictures of different types of millets. So coming to the names of these millets are known by different names in different states. Suppose if we talk about this sorghum, great millet. So in Marathi it is known as jowari. In in Oriya it is known as juara. Punjabi it is known as juar. So different millets are known by different names. Okay. So now coming to the nutrient composition. So anything which we are recommending for the consumption, that means it need to have some nutrients. Then only it is beneficial to consume. Now, if it is not providing us with any type of nutrients, then what is the use of consuming that food? So lot of people, like initially it was like millets are very good, they provide us with very many health benefits. So scientists started questioning, okay, if I want to eat millets, will it be comparable to the wheat? Will it give me the same nutrients which wheat is providing me, or will it give me the same nutrients which rice is providing me? So they started researching about this nutrient composition of the millets. So they found they've calculated the protein content of millets, carbohydrate contents, fat content, mineral content. In minerals also they calculated different types of minerals which are present, different types of vitamins they are present, and then they found out the composition, which millet consists how much of protein, how much of minerals, how much of carbohydrates, and whether that composition is comparable to wheat and rice or not. Okay, so like if we see from this table, lot of every millet, like approximately like if we talk about our wheat also consists of approximately 11% of protein. So if we compare the wheat with other types of millets, if you can see this pearl millet, 1 minute. So pearl millet, second. Okay, leave. If you see, this pearl millet also consists of 11.8%, which is comparable to the wheat protein content. Foxtail millet also consists of 11%, which is nearby to wheat. So we can say, like in terms of proteins, if we say, if a person is consuming wheat for protein content, and if a person is celiac patient, then the same amount of protein he can get from millets also. If we compare the energy content, so energy content is also like all the millets are having the energy contents near to wheat and rice. Like if rice is giving 362 kilocalorie energy, then 363 kilocalorie energy is also provided by the pearl millet. Right. So if you carefully see this table, and if you compare the nutrient content of your wheat and rice with different types of millets, you can see that millets are on level with wheat and rice. So if you replace your wheat and rice with these millets, it will not be like your body will be deficient, or your body will not get enough energy, your body will not get enough nutrient content. It is not like that. You can easily replace your wheat and rice with different types of millets, because millets contain same nutrient composition as that of wheat and rice. Okay, so if we talk about the vitamin profile also, so different types of vitamins, like if we talk, rice consists of zero vitamin A, 0% of vitamin A. However, millets, they consist of vitamin A also. So if you want to address vitamin A deficiency also, usually for vitamin A deficiency, fruits and vegetables, colorful fruits and vegetables are recommended. Apart from that, if you want to give some grain kind of food also, you can recommend millets also to address the vitamin A deficiency. Similarly, like folic acid, the folic acid content of this pearl millet, it is higher than the wheat. Wheat is giving you 36 mg of folic acid. However, the pearl millet is giving you 45 mg of folic acid. And we have already discussed that folic acid is very much needed, especially during pregnancy and for the lactating women. So for the pregnant women also, instead of giving her some wheat product, you can give her some pearl millet based products. Okay. Now if we come on the mineral content. So with mineral content also same thing was observed, that the mineral content of this different types of millets, it was same as that of the rice and wheat. So overall, if we summarize till point, we can say that millets are very nutritious. They contain same type of nutrients which are present in wheat and rice. So we can easily replace them with wheat and rice. So coming to the individual millets like sorghum. Sorghum is also known as jowar. So sorghum, it consists good amount of potassium, phosphorus, calcium, iron and sodium. So it has also high level of iron and zinc, and hence it can also be used to address a lot of micronutrient deficiencies, like iron deficiency leads to anemia, right? So we can recommend this jowar to address all these micronutrient deficiencies. And since it contains iron, like good amount of iron, it can also be recommended to your pregnant ladies, because the iron requirement for a pregnant lady is very high, right? So pearl millet, which is also known as bajra. Bajra is also known as the bird food. Usually in ancient times, bajra was used to feed the birds. Now with the upcoming researches and development, scientists have shown that this bajra can also be consumed by the humans because it is highly rich in nutrients. For bajra, it is mainly grown in Rajasthan, Gujarat and Haryana. Again, it can grow in the sandy soils with low rainfall areas, and this bajra consists of lot of phytochemical components. Phytochemical components are nothing, they are some components which are present in every food products, and they give you some health benefits. Health benefits in the sense, like if we talk about antioxidants, antioxidant is also a kind of phytochemical. So this antioxidant help us to fight against different types of cancers. Again, this bajra consists of folate, magnesium, copper, zinc and vitamin E and B complex, and it is also rich in calcium and unsaturated fats. Next is proso millet. So proso millet looks like, the crop looks like this and the grains look like this. So proso millet consists of very high amount of dietary fiber. So if you want to suggest a high fiber diet to a patient, you can go ahead with proso millet also. Then finger millet. Finger millet, again it's the ragi. The crop looks like this, while seeds look like this. Seeds are like brownish in color, and it will be very small size seeds. So this contain, I already told you that ragi is a rich source of calcium. So if you want to address some vitamin D deficiency or calcium deficiency, you can recommend millet, finger millet based products, because it's very rich source of calcium, especially in cereals category. Okay, so this is foxtail millet. Foxtail millet also it requires very less amount of water, and it's a gluten free grain. Kodo millet also, kodo millets grains also look like ragi, but they are like shape wise they are bigger than the ragi seeds. Okay. They also contains a huge amount of dietary fiber and minerals and vitamins. Now little millet also, it's a very small seeds, and it is also drought resistant. It can grow very well in under dry conditions, and it's also a rich source of your minerals and dietary fiber. So like up till now we have seen कि millets are highly beneficial for your health. So why millets are not that famous? Still, like, can I ask you, like, how many of you consume millet based product? Once a month? Not even once a month, right? So why they are not so famous? Why they are not a part of our daily diet? Because there are certain technological constraints in them. First is like their seed coat. Seed coat is very hard. So milling or in dehulling we remove seed coat. So dehulling of this millet grains, it becomes a little bit difficult as compared to your rice and wheat. The second reason is technical knowledge is missing. All these milling machines and all, how to mill, what are the different methods to mill this grains, it is lacking. Third is they have astringent flavor, like if you eat millets, their after taste effect, it will be bitter, on a bitter side, little bit on a bitter side, so which consumers do not like. Because of this reason also the consumption of millet is very restricted. Also they are considered as the staple food of poor. Like people have this idea like millet is the food of poor. We do not eat it. We will eat only wheat and rice because it is our food. So they usually judge millets based on the status symbol. Like it's the food of poor. Wheat and rice is the food of the rich. So this thinking also is one of the reasons why millets are not that famous. Also, as I told, difficulty in processing at domestic level. Like if you want to process it in the grains into the flour form, it is very difficult to do at home level. Industry level you can get the flour, no issue, but at home level processing it is bit difficult.